Take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. The other day I was reading the Bible, and every verse was alive to me. I could see clearly what it was saying in my mind's eye. If it was speaking of a river, I could see the river as if I were watching TV. It left me feeling invigorated. I never used to be this way. For years I struggled reading the Word. It was as if my understanding was dull. I prefer to watch a movie with all its graphics than study the life-changing words of God. Something was wrong. We live in a generation that is brought up on a diet of unbelief. We are flooded with anti-God media from morning until night and don't realize how much it's affecting us. The things we see and hear are warring against the soul. Lot, Abraham's nephew, is a good example. He chose to live in the wicked city of Sodom instead of with Abraham, and delivered righteous Lot, who was oppressed by the filthy conduct of the wicked. The conduct of the Sodomites was oppressing Lot, and it will oppress you too if you expose yourself to it for long enough. You can try and medicate on pleasures, drugs, drink, comfort food, and the pampering of the flesh, but your heart will still remain callous to the things of God. You have to get out. God had to rescue Lot from it, and he can rescue you too. As I said in the opening verse, we need to get rid of the little foxes, as they are damaging the tenderness of our hearts towards God. Little children first have a tender heart, but as time goes by the world hardens them, and so can we as Christians. Little foxes look cute, but they bite and carry many diseases that are harmful to humans, plus they ruin gardens. When I went and lived in London, I was surprised to see foxes there in the centre of the city. They had come in from the countryside and lived off human rubbish. We don't have foxes in New Zealand, so it was a novelty for me. I was battling over issues and asked God for answers. I would get an answer from the Bible, but then doubted it was from God. It's as if I also needed an angel to come and tell me, along with a few visions and a prophet, before I would finally believe. Our flat overlooked the church car park, and one morning early, while praying, I felt to look out the window, and there below was a fox looking up at me. In the church car park. How dare he? This is holy ground. LOL. The Spirit spoke to me and said that there were things, foxes, that I was watching that were desensitizing me to the things of God. Blasphemous words, sexual content, and violence are offensive to God and harden our hearts. I was saved by faith like Lot, but these things were vexing my soul, giving me more hassles than I should have as a Christian. If you want God's word to be life to you and health to all your flesh, then be careful what you look at. I think TikTok is a great opportunity to share the fun things of life, but be careful at what you expose your tender heart to, for it can spoil your relationship with God.